Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. Today, back into Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2. This is our Let's Play against the Soviet AI. And this is now episode 238. That seems like a lot. Uh, it's a hell of a game, boys. It's a hell of a game. Hey, Sarge, how's it going? Sarge the Rager, first in every time. I'm glad. You know what? They make my days brighter too, Sarge. I always miss it when I don't stream. Now, I had said I was going to do a double stream yesterday, uh, and that didn't quite work out for me. As you may know, I'm married, so sometimes things don't work out quite the way you want them to, but I took a little time with the wife. She's 6 months pregnant, so she gets to order me around like a drill sergeant, as you might imagine. And sometimes she doesn't think war games are as important as I think she should think they are, but I'm sure you've all had similar problems. Um, well, we're back. It was a 3 day weekend, so I had to work today. That's why I'm maybe a couple of minutes later than usual. I did put up a new video. I just want to bring your attention to it, which is Campaign Series Vietnam. And I'm pretty excited about that game. You know, there's not very many good Vietnam era games. There just aren't. I don't know. It's hard to model. I get that. It's asymmetric warfare, it's jungles, it's helicopters and whatnot. But this brings the John Tiller system to the Vietnam conflict, and it runs all the way from 1948. So you can play the French if you want, even, and also Civil War. I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios that are already out there. That's got a really good editor, so there'll be a lot more. I mean, you'll never run out of content if you just want to stay in Vietnam for the next year or so. So anyway, it looks. I mean, look, it's the campaign series. It's a classic. If you've been playing war games for a lot of years, like I have, not to date myself, but for a lot of years, campaign series at one time was what you had to play. You know, you had SSI, SSG, and you had Talonsoft. That was about it. They were darker days than they are now. But anyway, check that out because look, I mean, it looks absolutely true to the original campaign series. It's not going to be for everyone. If you like graphics, that's not for you, certainly. But those campaign series games are a lot of fun, very well researched. You know, I can't speak to this one, but the other ones are. And hey, if you like the old campaign series, Matrix did bundle up the three games: East Front, West Front, and Rising Sun, and they've got them all as one game there. So if you like campaign series, you like Tiller and the Tiller system. I will also, just before we get going, point out I did do kind of a basic. Here's how the Tiller system works. I used one of his American Civil War games. I think it was Bull Run, and yeah, I mean, so once you know his system, you can play any era of warfare from the 1400s to future conflicts. I mean, you can play anything, and it's that same system, and it's very adaptable to that. Okay, David Bartello's here. Hi, David. Hi, Anthony. Yeah, I saw that you were looking forward to that campaign series Vietnam. We may play a little bit of that here. Obviously, very busy with Grigsby games, but I'm going to try. People keep yelling at me, play War in the West. I'm like, well, I mean, unless Gary Grigsby is going to put me in his estate, I can't just. Well, maybe I can just play all Gary Grigsby games, but I try to play some other things as well. The Decisive Campaigns Ardennes Offensive is an awesome game. Man, do I love that. Down on the tactical, a little more tactical level, that you can't beat that. That system is fantastic. I hope he keeps making games for that. Hey Lucas, what's up? How are you? Jan, how are you? Anthony, wait a minute. Are you COVID positive, Anthony? I hope not. I hope not. I hope you're masked up as you watch this. I kid. My wife and I had COVID a long time ago. I mean, like last March? No, 2020 March. We got it going through Las Vegas, I think. Anyway, so yeah, it was bad. It was the worst cough I've ever had in my life. I will say that. Kind of felt like bronchitis, but it didn't kill me. I'm still kicking. Um, as far I don't know, unless this is like a simulation. Maybe this is my heaven where I just play war games all day. Could be. All right, let's go play the game. See what's going on. Oh, exciting news! We should be in 1080p. Tell me if that is true. Uh, I got a little computer help, and I said, okay. Well, oh, by the way, get better, Anthony. Sorry, I was joking around, but very serious, obviously. Please get better, my friend. Um, we should be in 1080p. That's how it's set up. That's how it's supposed to be spitting out. You may have noticed I'm far more handsome when it's a sharper screen. I'm just going to throw that out there. Don't contradict me. Uh, okay, great. Sarge says it is in 1080. Fantastic. I have also already set up all the commands, and believe me, that took like an hour to go figure out who should be commanding who. And I'll just point this out to you really quickly. It's really about the big difference. I moved all of this up here. I moved 17th Army into Lvov, and now 17th Army is commanding all of this out here. I also kept 4th Panzer Army here with its various corps headquarters, and I put all of this in 1st Panzer Army, including some of the infantry, but we'll see more of that as we set up next time. I'm not going to go all the way through it now. It'll just take too long, and I want to turn the turn, but we just have a couple of things left to do. But I wanted to get those commands. So, kind of strangely, given where they started, 17th Army is now here, 6th Army is down here, 1st Panzer is, or I'm sorry, 4th Panzer is down here in the pink, and in the orange is 1st Panzer with a lot of these Panzer corps that are up and in around here. So I did do all of that, and I also worked out a lot of the commands in this area. I think, everybody in command. I got a lot more stuff out here on the rail line that we can also send back to the reserves next time. Our reserves are going to be brimming full. But before we do anything else, as far as like turning the turn, we need to go to Warsaw, which I always have the hardest time finding. I don't know why. It's no affront against the Polish, certainly. Let's put some uh, Romanian cavalry on trains. And let's get them down here into Romania behind the Romanian border, and they can kind of just play firefighter back here. They're not going to look, these guys aren't going to stop anything dedicated, but they can at least cause the AI to expend points. Now, we can't go in there. We can't, it is going to allow us to go all the way around here. Do we even want to do that? Sure. I'll put him right back there. Okay, and you can see the rail lines are turning orange on us. They're hot. We may not want to move all of these guys. I mean, hell, maybe we want to move them. Well, we can't go around that way. Um, yeah, the Hungarians don't like the Romanians and vice versa. Sure, I'll put one there. Is that true? I should probably keep them all together. I mean, yeah, let's put them. Let's put them for the most part all together. But my plan is to kind of use these guys as a firefighting force, just to make him, as if it's a person. Make the AI expend some movement points. I will put that one there, and I'll put the other one there as well. So we've got two and two stacked together. There we go. And then we'll take the infantry up here. 12,000. Now, I was thinking maybe this infantry actually moves back across. Now, it just depends. I was thinking about bringing a corps of Germans here as we get more. But for now, I'm going to bring him. I don't know if I'm going to bring him that. Am I going to bring him that far? How about to right there? Or how about to right here? Or here? I'm going to put him right there. And we may think about shipping him back. Well, let's undo that. If we're going to ship him across, we'd probably want to do it from down here, right? Or actually, really right there. I don't think we don't have a port there. He would have to come out of Odessa. That is a port. Well, let's put him down here. God, I don't want to get on that Costanta rail line. Well, for this turn anyway, then let's put him like here. Don't let me forget about that. Because I guarantee you I'm going to forget about that. Let me go to the comments. I just want to make sure, since we're in 1080p, I want to make sure we don't crash. We were having that problem early on when we were streaming, and what's the overall strategic plan? Jan, don't ask questions like that, Jan. You should know better. Uh, well, we'll get to that. We'll get up to that. Yep, I like this. Lucas says, set up the Romanians in your defensive line on rough and heavy forest, exactly where you allocated the first two divisions. Give them time to build up fort levels. I agree. And that's what I would like to do. I mean, we could set them back here, right? There's not any towns. I need to go read the rule book and figure out exactly which towns it is. But back here, anyway, if they're on rough or if they're in the forest here, we could allow them to start building fort levels there. And look, where are the Soviets going to go? They're going to run into a mountain range at some point. And so, yes, that's kind of the idea. I mean, that's what I'd like to do. Okay, what do we do with the new German units that are coming in? Well, it's a fine question. And we will talk grand strategy at some point, Jan. That made me laugh for a reason. Um, okay, we need some help in the north. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Now, we've already got the one mech unit up here. It's fairly okay terrain, at least up in this area. Now, down here, we've got swamp, we've got some woods. It's a little more infantry type territory. Now, here in this area, we do need help. There's no doubt about that. But we may get some of that just by the retreat, right? We may get some help there. We also need help in Minsk or in the Minsk area. These units are generally fairly weak, and these units especially are weak. But I'm hoping when this gets back over here, we can kind of firefight that, and then we set up our defensive line down the worst terrain I could find, which is kind of in this area, because we need to keep it kind of in front of Minsk. We don't want Minsk to bulge out. So I think in the swamps, in the woods, all the way up, kind of here to the river. I think the river is right there. I think. I don't know. I have to look back wherever the river is here. That's what I'd like to push up to, and then kind of out and maybe cut it right here towards this little lake hex, and then straight up the rail line. I mean, we're not going to push these guys back, but maybe like right around this way, like that. Um, Yes. So anyway, that plays into where are we going to send these units? Well, we probably need to put an infantry maybe in this area. We also need them in the south, obviously. I would like to get a lot of these panzers out of here up into the more, clear area up in this area, maybe up by Tarnopol, or even back here if we need them. But so we need infantry. I guess, long story short, we need these units everywhere. But the first thing I think I'm going to do is send one of these powerful, though most powerful, LAH SS Panzer Grenadier Division. I'm going to send it north. So I'm going to send this up by Pskov and try to help stabilize this situation the best we can. Where do we think he would be safe? How far can I bring him in here? Where I also want him to be able to move next time, obviously. Maybe right behind this headquarters. I mean, we can't afford to have something hit him while he's on the train. Um, they're going to get a run on us here, but I think right there is probably okay. So I'm going to put that up there. I was tempted to send the infantry up there as well, but I just think we need the infantry in the south. We've got a lot of panzer divisions down there holding the line, and I hate that. Can I get all the way? How about right there? This is about as far south as I can get him. Let's put him right there and hope they don't break through. And then finally, we have this big bad boy here, another mech. This is Das Reich. Let's put that in Minsk or around the Minsk area. Well, I can take it all the way to Minsk. Do I dare, though? Well, I've got a Panzer division there. I don't want to take the chance. I can get him off the train here next time, and he can very quickly move out this way. I'm just afraid if they broke through the Hungarians or something, I don't want him to get hit on the train. So let's just put him, I don't want him in the swamp. Let's back that up. How about here? He's on a road. That's all fine. Okay, so we'll do that. Now let's fly some freight to the extent we can. We'll put some in at Vitebsk just because it's hard to get out here. So let's fly some freight. And can we get anything into Vitebsk? Well, it's going to be level bombers if we do. We're still getting supply through here. What's their supply? Let's put it back on move for a second. What were the Finns' supply situation? They're pretty good. They're a little lower on bullets than I'd like to see, but I think they're all right. All right, let's fly a little bit into Vitebsk, but I'm going to do that second because instead I'm going to come over here and try to fly as much out here as I can. That is coming out of Constanta. Okay. We actually get transport planes that are transporting. Imagine that. We're going to go down to a single mission first, make sure the Soviets don't ambush us. All right, so that's 129 tons. And now that we know that they don't really have uh, a lot of air out here, or at least they're not hitting us with it, they did in the first time, we'll run multiple missions. Looks like that was about it for that. These Hungarians, this bomber group, can take something out here. Sure, let's do it. Single mission. Got to go back to him. Launch that. All right. Cool. Can we fly any here? Yeah. Actually, we've got some more Hungarian bombers that could make it here that couldn't make it there. Oh, it wants to fly this way. It wants to pick it up at Sevastopol and fly it over here. Well, let's not do that. What about into Odessa? It would be picking up here. We do have some transport planes. The problem, of course, is there's probably Soviet air activity here. So let's do a single mission first, see if we lose anything. Nope, that's all good. Now the rail line doesn't run into there. That's why I'm flying it over. Yeah, we can keep doing this. All right. Let's get some more over here. Make sure the Odessa, these guys are well supplied. Obviously, right now, it's one of the three most important places on the map. We've got another one that can go over there. I'm just going to keep doing it. All right, Odessa. And that'll run out. Now, we could run some Hungarian bombers in there. Well, shit, let's just do it. There's no other place in the south we need to go, really. So let's do that. They make it. 9 tons. Woo! All right. Well, that'll feed the cooks for a day. That's about it. All right. I mean, there's nothing out here. We've got our depots set up. We did that as we came along. No reason to fly into Minsk. Vitebsk, can I get out there? Well, I can get out there with all these bombers. Now, it's going to go Minsk to Vitebsk. Um, I kind of would rather they stage. We're not going to go out of Pskov, obviously. Riga, but that Riga doesn't have enough. Well, it's got 280. It would allow us to do it with bombers, it looks like. Yeah, but they don't have hardly, I mean, 280 tons is not nothing. Narva, yeah, we're not going to fly all the way to Narva. Sonda, Talon, Memel. Um, is there any other better place to fly out of? Look at that, Sevastopol. 136 tons is all we've got in there. I guess it is going to have to come out of Minsk. Okay, well, let's fly just one mission with just the Stab, all three planes here, because I want to see how much resistance we're going to run into. 6 tons delivered. We didn't see any Soviet Air Force there. Okay. Let's fly a little bigger group and see if he's more interested in that. Nope. Looks good. Okay. Well, fine. We'll send a lot of bombers out there then. Send 25, 29, and 30, and the Stab out with them. Yep, we're not getting any blown out of the sky. 109. Now, when you do it with level bombers, it's not nearly as efficient or good. Um, I don't want Minsk to get too low. I mean, we got a lot to feed out of Minsk as well, but I guess I'll run one more mission. Let's have them all go KG 55 for single mission launch. It's like you're coming off an aircraft carrier. Launch it. Black pudding. Yeah, little blood sausage, huh? Hey, Wolfnor, what's up, man? How are you doing? Good to see you. Did I miss M60? Gosh darn it. I always like to say hi. Hey, Alexander. Good to see you, man. Yeah, we always have a good time here. Decisive campaigns. Again, I'm just going to say it one more time. I love that game. Wow, is that a good game? I'm having a ton of fun. I recorded another episode right before this because I couldn't wait to play it. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're ready to go. Unless anyone raises up their hand in the general staff, I'm going to turn this turn. I don't think there's anything left for us to do. We moved out the reinforcements. Let me just check on the reserves. Obviously, we've got a lot of stuff we just put in the reserves, but let me just make sure. Romanian armored is the only thing that may be close. We'll get the Italian cavalry out next time. Yep, that all looks fine. Got a lot of air assets, obviously. It'll probably take me a whole damn episode to get those out. I may not even record that. Make sure nothing's at raw stock. Okay, it's not. I hate when that happens. Other than that, let's turn on the logistics very quickly. Just make sure our depots look correct. And as you can see, we got a hell of a lot more depots than we used to. All the way around as close to troops as we can get them. Now, the only exception to that is right up in here, but there's no rail yards up here to speak of, really. We're going to have a lot better supply situation when we drop back. Okay, we flew freight in. Yeah, not a whole lot. I'm worried about this Minsk area. Obviously, whenever you have the Hungarians covering your southern flank, that doesn't work out well historically or otherwise. I think that's all looks good. I don't know. I mean, we could build a couple more depots down here, but I don't really think we need to. I mean, maybe we need to, but I don't think I'm going to. How about that? Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna go look. Anybody yelling at me? No! Oh, are you down? Nord, are you down here talking about Ardennes offensive? Because I saw the 559th. I know. Yeah, they're coming over that ridge. We got ambushed, but I don't know. I think I'm in good shape after the first turn in that game. Um, we'll see. We'll see. Lucas has raised his hand. He says, idea for an SS Corps in the north to concentrate forces and enable some kind of encirclement there, or either a big counterattack to cut off that bulge with 2nd Panzer from the south. So, like, take the mech, get some kind of work going down here with 2nd Panzer coming up here. Yeah, we would need to do it in front of this forest if we, kind of surround this bulging area. It's not a bad idea, and it may be something we look into as we try to get a little more offensive. Although, it's January 10th. It may still stay frozen for another 6 turns. At some point, it's going to get muddy. I don't want it to get muddy when our panzers are sitting out here. You could even see on this roadway, I mean, I guess if you were thinking of something bigger, we do have a roadway out here, or a way down for the mechs to, let's say, here, and second panzer up here, maybe trap like 10 divisions. It's not the worst idea. Uh, okay, we'll talk about it more as we get to the next turn. Let's turn the turn. In without depot management. Yep. And off we go. I am reenacting the historical battle, aren't I, Nord? Well, yes, I know. Can I do it better? Well, I don't know. I am kind of following the same path. It's a fair point. We'll see. I mean, it just looks like the obvious place to move. I'm trying not to cheat. I mean, I know how the historical battle went, but I mean, I'm moving down the roadways towards the objective. Uh, it's mainly a tutorial. I think we can win this scenario. It's the introductory scenario. But yes, it's a fair point, Nord. It's a fair point. I'm running right into the teeth of it with the five. If you guys aren't watching that series, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But we've got a few minutes to kill, so. Oh, grand strategy, Jan. I guess we could talk about that. Well, the grand strategy is to hold in the north, hold in the center, and hold in the south in our current location, at least until we get past the spring. I'm done stepping back unless we just have no choice. But I do like this idea that Lucas brought up of possibly trying just not a big encirclement by any means, right? But we have so many forces coming back. It's possible we could trap about 10 Russian corps slash divisions there and cut down on that bulge, which eventually will cause a problem. Every time we've had a bulge in this game, uh, it has really, really put us in a bad shape, right? I mean, that southern bulge ended up turning into a shit show. The Pripyat Marshes bulge, we it worked to our advantage eventually, but we were certainly scrambling for a long time to put that fire out. Looks like he's running some sorties finally. He ran 252. He is losing a shit ton of planes. Why am I saying shit so much? He's got 156 losses. We have put up some fighters. I mean, this is why I kept some fighters out here. We'll take 156 to 12, although this war will not be won in the air, not really. At least from our perspective. I mean, the Soviets could start tack bombing the crud out of us at some point. All right. Well, the error is done. He lost 150 planes. I'm not exactly sure what he was up to. I'll have to read the log later. He has done some strategic bombing at certain points in this game. Okay, he assaulted a weak point there. It looked like he was going to, but nothing happened. He's moved the front up. You can see he's right on top of us now, and he's actually got a tank corps kind of squeezing through here. This is in the south. All right, here come the front attacks. Well, we get blown back there. I'm going to pause a lot of these because I want to see what's going on. We get hit right here, but we only take a step back. We only retreat, which is what we want. But now we're starting to get a little too close to Riga for my liking. We have got to stop this, right here on these depots. The next infantry that comes out, we're going to have to start pushing infantry here. And you can see he's got a tank corps here. Now, we have a motorized unit sitting on this depot in Dagapels. So hopefully we can put a little kibosh on that. But we'll see. He knocks us back there. 553, 202, 4, and 7. It was almost 4 to 1. But we do take a step back. That was the 113th Infantry started. I mean, this is a decent unit for us at this point, but outnumbered 2.5 to 1. All right, he's moving a mech unit through here. He smells Riga. So he's certainly on his way through those gaps. We've just got to get more forces up there. Right now, we're stretched really thin in the north. We hold here, and now we've held there. Excellent. Okay, so we hold right here. I was worried about this hex. You may remember in the last episode I said, 8? Boy, I don't like that. And so I moved the Slovaks over here behind. Did they get involved? They did. Okay. Remember, I was talking about it seems like reserve forces aren't getting involved? Well, they did here. The Slovaks got put into this, and I probably really helped, I would imagine. They've got almost, I think, almost 10,000 men in that mobile motorized unit. So, first Hungarian armor, awesome. Slovak mobile division and the 21st Infantry. And you can see the Slovaks gave us a 43 raw here out of the reserve. So awesome. And they also, well, the support units came from Reinhardt, but that really helped. And that makes me feel good that the reserve actually activated there. That was the weakest port in the line. That's the whole reason I put it over there. So, sometimes things actually do work. All right, we've got a guards unit out here. They attack. It's kind of up and around the bend here. You can see the Romanian border is like right here. Um, okay, they attack here 1 to 2.7, 65 losses, 233, 3 and 5. We had a 454 adjusted with the Ninth Infantry. This must be one of the new infantry divisions we brought down here under Zorn. That's a nice hold. And then they hit right at the Romanian border. Okay, this is 14th Panzer Division. Nothing else in there? Gosh, I thought I had something else there. I guess we didn't. 14th Panzer. Yeah, there was nothing else there. We did have a fort level of 1. We lose 149. Only lose 1 tank. Soviets lose 568, 2 and 16. We'll take that. But we got to get some infantry there because I don't want to just lose panzers holding a defensive line. That's not the way to use them, but we just don't have a choice at this point. In some places, right? We just don't have enough infantry units to cover everything. Ouch. Okay, we get routed out there, and that really hurts. He's still got a lot of movement points too. That's going to dislocate our headquarters eventually if he moves up. I don't know. The AI may be stupid enough to come here, but he really should push because now Riga is under threat. We may have to back that mech unit out and bring it down here to put out this fire in this area. We'll see. That was just the field division. That's all we had there. We didn't have anything else to put there. 276, 27. I mean, they didn't get. The big thing is the territory and the routing. Not good. Not good. We'll see where he scoots up to. All right. He has now exploited this. He's got no movement points left, but we had a little bit of a gap here where there was bad terrain. He tried to attack, to the west on it. Didn't get a whole lot done there. We hold here for a big, big loss for the Soviets 19, 28, 22, and 31. Excellent. We lose 7 guns and 409 men. That's all with 306th Infantry, which is getting a little surrounded here. We got to get it some help. You can see here, we're still holding 3 wide. Pro tip, try to stay 3 wide. We've learned that in this playthrough. Don't get down to 2 wide. Oh, doggo pills. Wow, is he going to hold? He does. Grossdeutschland motorized division under Schall. So cool, he's got to wear shades. 208 on the raw. We get a 256 on the adjusted to 64, which is really something when you see all of the units he had in this. He ends up with an adjusted value of 64, but maybe most importantly, he's around us here. And look at this gaping maw. We got to move. I don't know. I mean, we'll figure it out, but we got to get stuff here pronto, pronto. He loses 234, 3 and 11. All right, this is a little further west. Now, this is where I kind of had a staggered line with a panzer and a very bad infantry division that I just put here so that they were almost cannon fodder. The AI decides to attack this way, and it also attacked this way earlier. 282 and 4, 72, 1 and 6. I mean, we held. For some reason, we lost more men, but okay. I'm just happy with holding that territory. It's in a swamp, which is certainly helping. Ooh, okay, up by Pskov. What do we got? A really big hold there, 1 to 4.1. We throw out a 380 adjusted. Hey, all right, to 91. Wow, look at that. How do you get it that clean, man? That is a sharp razor that did that. 380 and 91. Very nice. Under Von Roman, we got some support units in there. He's throwing rockets at them and howitzers. But we hold huge hold. And this is one as well if we can maintain it. 126 and 4, 167 and 1, pretty even. We had an adjusted of 192 with nothing but the Policia down here. And this I thought was in bad shape. I was really worried about it. I was probably as worried about that as I was this area, but holds on, at least for one attack. We'll see. We hold again south of Pskov. 661, 926. Okay, so we whittled this down a little bit, but we hold on. And now they go right into town. Looks like we're going to hold. How strongly did we do it? Damn these Finns. Man, the next Finnish person I run into, I'm going to buy a beer. Uh, did not take down our fort level. We're still a 3. We've got a 2015 on the adjusted. I love to see that. He's going to have to bring a hell of a lot more than that to take Pskov if we don't lose the routeway into Pskov. He only loses 242 men, which seems a little bit light if you're assaulting an urban area, but okay. That's what Gary Grigsby says it is. And that's it. That's it. No moss. Yeah, Riga's that's now opened up as our big problem point down by Dagopils. German carbon steel. Uh, CJ, that's funny stuff. Hey, CJ, by the way, I just looked down here and I saw German carbon steel. I was like, okay. Krasnodar. Erzbek, you're always asking about crazy towns like Krasnodar. I love that name, Krasnodar. It should be the name of, I think, like a planet in Star Wars, Krasnodar. It sounds like something like that. Um, Peter, oh, when we're defending against XTRG, that's like judo. We're going to use his own weight against him. Next thing you know, he'll be through the window. We'll see about that. Yeah, you've got to when you play somebody of that caliber. Of course, as the Soviets early on, you're going to have to do some retreating. Otherwise would be foolish. But you have got to pick your spots to shoot through the lines and try to screw with this supply. That's the only way you're going to slow him down. I can't wait. I can't wait to play him. I was thinking about actually telling him to go ahead, set it up, send me a turn. But I really do want to get this done first because I want to, continue concentrating on this game. And I know when I'm playing him, I'll be laser focused on that. And we've had too much fun with this. I want to finish this. I want to win this. That's still up in the air, but I would like to, certainly. So I decided to wait, but it won't be, I'm going to try to keep this game clipping along. We've gotten to an area here where it's been taking 3 episodes to get through a turn. I'm going to try to make it 2 so that we're constantly turning turns. If we get out into 1944 and it's obvious we're going to win or lose for that matter, we'll see. I shouldn't open that door because you guys will try to talk me into it. And I've promised that I'm going to play this to the end. So I don't want to break. I'm a man of my word. Uh, and I want you to know as such. Verbal agreements will be honored. Okay, let's go check it out. Let's see what's going on. Yes, I agree about doggo pills, Lucas. We need to hold that. Okay, before we get to this, let's go to breaking news. 8th Air Force raids early 1943. The U.S. 8th Air Force conducts multiple large bombing raids. Okay, we're not going to read all that. Target rail yards. Boo. Damage 100. Radius 40. Raids 1. They're also targeting heavy industry. Well, again, we're not really running this, but the rail yards are of some interest, right? It may affect where we would set up some depots or something, but really, you're not running the industry, so, whatever. Soviet partisans. Partisans become active throughout much of the Axis occupied territory of the Soviet Union. Partisan attacks, we already know about that. Unconditional surrender. What? Codename symbol, the Casablanca conference was held. Okay, well, basically we're not going to try to play to a draw. Roosevelt, Churchill, and Stalin will not have it. Or was this just Roosevelt and Churchill? Yeah, Stalin declined to attend. Okay. Well, Uncle Joe's still worried about us, I guess. Alrighty, let's go to the turn summary. The reinforcements. Now, we put a lot back in the reserves last time, and we'll go look at it and see how much they built up. All right. On the map, what did we get on the map? The 1st Romanian Cavalry Division. Yay! Well, that's just what we needed. To the map, the 320th Infantry. Okay, excellent. Well, we'll put this up by Daugavpils up in that area. We also got another Romanian cavalry. Yippee. All right. Well, look how many divisions now we've got back in the reserves. I think I may put 1 or 2 of those on refit so they get priority. We can get those back to the map. Then we'll take 2 more and put those on refit, so on and so forth. Because if they all just sit here soaking up reinforcements, what we have, it's going to take forever for them to get into fighting shape. So that's what's coming in, going out. We lost 7,956 men last time. 177 artillery, 39 AFVs, and 16 aircraft on the map. Now remember, we did put a lot back in reserve, so I actually think we really gained a good number of reinforcements. Now we do have a brand new division. That's 16,000 men that came on the map. But for the number of men we took off the map, negative 36,000 is not that bad. Negative 157 on the guns, negative 82 on the AFEs, and 113 on the aircraft. The Soviets, of course, they had 60,000 men, 1,248 guns, 685 on the AFEs, and nearly 500 aircraft. So maybe he's getting ready to launch a bombing campaign. Our logistics, I can't wait to see how this all turned out. We've got a lot less on the map, so we're requesting a lot less. This number I think is a little bit better. We'll go look and see about all that. Um, we've got 108,000 trucks in repair. That's lower than it's been, but that may just be because they're no longer with us. Rest in peace. Okay, who cares? 513 points. He needs 525 by the next check. That comes on turn 94, so we've got about 11 full turns before we get there. Okay, that's the turn summary. Let's go look at our info screens, and we'll look at. You guys like to look at the order of battle? Sure, let's do that. The Germans have 150,000 men nearly in the reserve now, 1,400 guns, 195 AFVs, and 1,500 aircraft. Okay, total forces 4.8 million. On map, though, 2.4. So we're at 2.4. Our allies are at 855. Okay, so we're talking about 3.2, and the Soviets are at 5.7. That's we're behind there, about 2.5 million men. He's also got 65,000 guns combined. We have 30,000 or 31,000 AFVs. We've got what is this, 3,100? Let's say he's got nearly 10,000. So that's getting up to 3 to 1. 5,000 planes, 1286 plus another 107. That looks bleak. Let's get off that screen. I don't like that screen. Let's look at overall losses. 3.1 million for the Germans, 3.15. The Soviets are pushing up on 10 million, 148,000 guns. We're at 48,000. 41,000 AFVs. We're at 8,500 or so. Okay. Well, we've disposed of a lot more Soviet men. It's a little over 3-1, but you got to be at 4 to 5 to 1 eventually to win this game. Production screen. I know Nord loves to look at the production screen. Germany. Pool, 87,000 men in the pool. So what we saw on that other screen was what's in the reserves, where we've got about 150,000 men. This is the men that are actually in the pool. This is a little bit higher. I think it was like 67 or 78,000. Now it's 87,000. The Romanians 123. A lot of Hungarians running around. Come on, boys, let's get to the front. I don't know. We'll just kind of leave this. Black Sea troop ships 19. Cargo ships. Baltic 5, Black Sea 5. Well, we need as many cargo ships as we can get over to Sevastopol, do we not? Let's look at the charts. Let's look at losses. Okay, these losses aren't going to be very much this time. There weren't a lot of attacks this time. So more illustrative would be map men. Woohoo! Man, oh man. Looks like Apple's chart. Map guns. Whoop. Map AFV. Whoop. And map aircraft. All right. Well, that's depressing. All of that. If you wanted your downer for the day, let's check out the weather map. See what's going on. This is on the ground. We've got heavy snow back here. We've got just regular old snow, a little interspersed in here with the heavy. So it's getting lighter to the west a little bit. Further east you go, the heavier the snow. All right, we've got the dreaded three-ring Monty weather system out here, but let's check that out. What is happening? Weather in the air at the start. Snowfall all over here. So we've got nothing but snowfall. The end of the turn, we've got a blizzard to the north. It's still snowing down here. Big low pressure system. I don't really know what that means, but that's okay. Okay, well, blizzard up here. We'll see if that moves off. I think at this point I'm kind of okay if it just keeps keeping on. I mean, I would like to get it muddy, but I want to get all of my forces into place first and get them out of here before it gets muddy, right? So, looking at this is really defensive here, but I don't think we can set this far forward. I think it has to be up this way. We get a lot of heavy woods here. We get some rough. We get some swamp all the way down in here to Minsk. Okay, let's go around and just kind of look. Narva line, you know what that looks like. We held up here, up to the, just south of Pskov, but he's got a tank corps that's peeking its nose. The camel nose is under the tent here. We've got to put a kibosh on that. He's through here with a mech unit. The problem with this is not necessarily this unit, but it diverts our attention while, he's coming around from both directions. We've got to get forces here in a hurry. Maybe this motorized will come around. Maybe we'll have to scoot this motor. I don't know yet. I haven't looked at it closely enough. He's broken through here a little bit, but we should be able to scoot. Scooch. That's just a scooch over to there. These guys scoot. These guys scooch. We'll have to move back around here. Okay. This all held, and we held 3 wide. So we should be able to get back here a good distance. You can see the movement points too. 11, 9, 17, 12. Yeah, I mean, we've got some movement points. Hopefully we can get back to this tree line. Now I doubt it. We're probably only going to get to about, here maybe, our next front line, but that would allow us to start peeling some of these guys around the corner because we've got to relieve these Hungarians. They're about to get knocked all the way back into the North Sea. So we got to get out here. We got to get, there's a lot of open space out here. Let's just move beyond that. I don't want to look at that. Soviets looking a little stretched maybe with their supply. We get down here, you see red and red there. It's not a ton of strength that we're seeing up in that area. Down this way, you see more strength as we get down here by the Romanian border. I said this panzer unit's all by himself, kind of exposed. We'll have to deal with that. This all okay. I mean, I don't know. It didn't move. Let's say that. We got the Slovaks running reserve on us. So that worked. Let's see if these guys got fed. Hey, got 3% food. Fantastic. 23. I can't believe he's still showing as ready. I mean, he's got no food or bullets, and he's standing in the way. Now, the Soviets have brought up either this unit bulked up or they brought up a different unit. That makes me nervous. Uh, 37%, 33, 31. Well, we got a little bit out here, a little bit, but excuse me. I'm dying, man. Woo! Um, but not enough. Not enough. I'll just leave it at that. Not enough. These guys actually got a little food somehow. Yeah, Sevastopol and this port did send up, but you can see these guys aren't getting anything at all. That makes no sense to me. Weird. Okay, well, we'll look at all that as we go around the map. Won't be able to retreat that far northeast of Minsk. Well, we'll see, Wolfner. We'll see how far we can go. I'm not saying you're wrong. We'll just see. I don't know. I didn't stare at it long enough. Butsar, you are incorrect. We're on the front foot, my friend. We're on the front foot. All right, we'll get back after it tomorrow. I will do the air offline just so we're ready to go. We'll start up at the Narva line. Oh, the reserve box. You want to look at that, Sarge? Your wish, my command, Sarge. Let's look at the ground. Uh, you know, you can see slight progress. Slight. So what I think we should do is pick our best division. I'm just going to I'm just going to say 7th Infantry. I haven't looked through all this, but 7th Infantry, put that on refit. Um, and that way it'll build a little faster. I've got refit off now. We'll put it on refit on, and we'll just pick the 2 divisions that are the strongest, probably these 2, and but something down here might jump out, but probably these 2, the 7th and the 26th, put them on refit so that they're ready to go next time, and then let this get a trickle, and then after they get out, we'll pick the next 2. I guess. I mean, we're just going to have to ration our reinforcements because we don't have a whole lot now. Look at this. My God, this looks like a conspiracy theory. Anyway, you guys be good. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll get back after it. We'll have a good time. Yeah, I'm liking 1080p too, Paul. I was saying I like the cut of my